नमस्कार। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita. तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृतो प्रथम भाग षष्ठ खंडो और तृतीय परिच्छेद. We will take up the reading from the third chapter of the sixth section of the first volume of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in Bengali. Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. In our previous reading, Sri Ramakrishna had told the circumstances. He had told one incident that how he fell unconscious at hearing the words and deeds of his nephew Hriday Ram. Hriday Ram had brought one small calf to Dakshineshwar, and he had tied it in the ground nearby for that calf to graze. And Sri Ramakrishna saw this happening 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then he asked Hriday that, Hriday, why is it that you have brought this calf here? What is your intention? And then Hriday, ওটাকে রোজ ওখানে বেঁধে রাখিস কেন? Why you are tying that little calf every day to that post, and what is the plan? And then Hriday had replied that one day I will take this calf to the native place, Shihod, near Kamarpukur, near Cherampati, and this calf I will rear him up there, and there he will grow into a big bull, and then I will yoke him to the plow for cultivating the lands. And Sri Ramakrishna, just listening to what Hriday told, Sri Ramakrishna couldn't bear the kind of torture this little fellow has to undergo with all that, the planning that Hriday had in mind, and saying, oh my God, this little fellow, he has to travel all the way from Calcutta, from Kolkata, Kamarpukur, Shihod. What a pity. What a play of Maya, what a play of Mahamaya, Ki Mayar Khela. And thinking about this, কোথায় কামারপুকুর, শিহর, কোথায় কলকাতা? এ বাছুরটি যাবে ওই পথ? Such a long distance this poor fellow has to travel, and not only that, there is no respite after that. After that, this fellow will make him, grow into a strong and stout bull, and then put him on the yoke. What a pity. তারপর কতদিন পরে লাঙ্গল টানবে? After grooming him into a young strong bull, then he will be yoked to the plow. Eroi naam samsar. This is what the worldly Maya is. This is what the worldly affairs are. Just getting entangled, Eroi naam Maya. And thinking about this, he just fell unconscious, and after a long time, then Sri Ramakrishna says, অনেকক্ষণ পরে মূর্ছা ভেঙে ছিল. After a long time, I came back, I regained my consciousness. That was what the incident that Thakur Sri Ramakrishna had told the devotees, and he had told us, and that is where the second chapter has ended. And now today we take up the third chapter, Samadhi Mundire, Sri Ramakrishna in the state of Samadhi, which is not a new thing now to Sri M. Now he is used to seeing Sri Ramakrishna in Samadhi. Now he need not be told, like his second visit, that he had seen Sri Ramakrishna getting into the state of Samadhi, and somebody telling him, this is what is called as Samadhi. You may not be doing it. And then Sri M had realized that Sri Ramakrishna, that his first instance of seeing Sri Ramakrishna in the state of Samadhi, absolutely motionless. Not a single movement. Even the eyelids are not blinking. He is not even breathing. Just like a log of wood. just still, absolutely motionless, merged with the divine. The child merged with the mother, and that's what uh, now Sri M is very much used to seeing Sri Ramakrishna getting into samadhi, and he starts this chapter with a small introduction. Sri Ramakrishna Ohornishi Shumadhishto. Ohornishi, every time, day and night. Hmm. Day and night, Sri Ramakrishna used to merge in samadhi, get into ecstasy. Din raat kotha diya jaiteche. Day and night, his days, his pass like this. Just thinking of God and merging into samadhi. Just thinking of the mother while talking to the devotees and disciples about the mother. Just getting into samadhi. কেবল ভক্তদের সঙ্গে একবার ঈশ্বরীয় কথা কীর্তন করেন. And whenever he used to come down to the normal plane, during such times, he used to busy himself talking to his disciples, talking to the devotees about the mother, about the God, about the divine, and singing and dancing, singing the hymns and bhajans and dancing, chanting the name of the Lord. That's how he used to pass his time when he was conscious. He was on the normal plane. He was on the physical plane, not in that transcendental. There he was out. There Sri Ramakrishna was merged. He used to get merged with divine. And at other times, then he used to talk, he used to speak, he used to advise, he used to teach, and Ishboryo Kotha Kirton Koren, Bhaktadir Sange, with his devotees, with his disciples. At such times, he used to uh, talk about God, teach about God, and then do all that spiritual fervor in his room in Dakshineshwar. And whenever he used to visit other disciples and devotees' places, nothing but talking about God, discuss God, leave God, eat God, sleep God, drink God. So that used to be when he was the normal plane. Now, তিনটা চারিটার সময়ে মাস্টার দেখিলেন ঠাকুর ছোট তক্ত বসে বসে আছেন. Around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, Sri M. Master, he saw that Sri Ramakrishna is sitting on the small cot in his room in Dakshineshwar. Bhava Vishnu, merged in the divine mood, lost in ecstasy, not at all aware of what is happening outside, just merged, like Sri Krishna has mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, merging the self in the self. That kind of situation, Bhava Vishnu, just merged in ecstasy. কিয়ৎক্ষণ পরে মার সঙ্গে কথা কহিতেছে. After some time, কিয়ৎক্ষণ পরে মার সঙ্গে, the child talking to his mother. After some time, Sri Ramakrishna started talking to the Divine Mother, his mother, our mother. And what is Sri Ramakrishna now talking to mother? Now Sri M is explaining that particular happening now of that day. মার সঙ্গে কথা কহিতে কহিতে একবার বলিলেন, while talking to mother, he used to talk with mother. He used to talk with the Divine Mother. And while talking to her, now Sri M is narrating. Ekbar bolilen. Thakur just says, Sri Ramakrishna says, as if he is having a dialogue with the mother. And then he asks his mother. He asks his Divine Mother, Ma, okay, ek kala dili keno? Oh Ma, oh mother, why have you given him one kala? Kala, one kala is 1/16th of the portion. Why you have given him 1/16th of the portion only? Why not entire knowledge? Why not your entire grace? Why only 1/16th? Why such a small portion of knowledge you have given to him? Why you have showered your blaze on him only in such a small quantity? 1/16th. Ek kola. Why only 1/16th? ঠাকুর খানিকক্ষণ নিস্তব্ধ হইয়া রাইলেন. And after asking this question to the Divine Mother, Sri Ramakrishna, he just sat still, waiting for mother to answer. Now he is having a dialogue with his mother. Child is talking to Ma. He asked why you have given him only 1/16th portion. And then he just remained silent for a moment, listening to what mother has to say. And then আবার বলিতেছেন, and then after remaining silent for the moment, then he says, মা বুঝেছি. I understand. I know, Ma, why you have given him only 1/16th portion. Now I understand. Now that you have told me, I understand. এক কোলাতেই যথেষ্ট হবে. Now I understand that for him, that 1/16th portion that you have given him, that itself is sufficient. Need not be 100%. He need not get 100%. He did not get all the 16 parts. You see, in the olden times, when the currency was, in the form of pai ana rupee, 6 pence, 6 paise used to be 1 ana, 16 anas used to be 1 rupee. So whenever there was anything had to be described in terms of percentage, like we say today, 50%, 75%, 12%. I mean, any amount of percentage. Those days, the denomination, the value for counting percentage used to be on the basis of 16s, because 16 annas used to make 1 rupee. So anything 100% is 16, and 1/16th. Oh, ek kola, 1 kola is 1/16th part of that whole. So 100 is 16. So 1 kola is 1/16. Now Sri Ramakrishna says, Bujechi, I understand now. Now that you have explained to me that for him even 1/16th part is good enough for doing his work. এক কোলাতেই তোর কাজ হবে, জীব শিক্ষা হবে. Even with that little amount, 1/16th of the portion of knowledge that you have given him, that is good enough to get your work done. Your kaj hobe. See, it is not his kaj. Now, this Sri Ramakrishna is talking in the context of Sri M. When Sri Ramakrishna asked the Divine Mother, Ma, okay, ek kola dili keno. Why you have given him only 1/16th of the portion? That him is no one else than Sri M, the writer of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And just imagine, mother has told her child that 1/16th portion I have given him is sufficient, good enough. And Sri Ramakrishna says, I understand that portion, that whatever 1/16th portion you have given him is good enough to do your work. You see, it is not Sri M's work. He is not doing his work. He is doing mother's work. That is the real karma yoga. M never took it as his work. For M himself, he never wrote his name Mohendranath Gupta as the author of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the author of Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. A very humble child of the mother, a very humble child of Thakur. He put his name as Ma, just one alphabet. He had hidden himself totally. He never considered to be his work, and this Sri Ramakrishna also now mentions that ek kolate your kaj hobe. Ma, your work will be done only with that 1/16 part of all. That is sufficient to do your work. Jeev Shikha hobe. He will teach the humanity with this 1/16. That is good enough. Whatever 1/16 he have given, he will be able to teach to mankind. Mankind in the form of this wonderful gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. What a great work. I mean, imagine if he had 16 parts of knowledge. What possibly he would not have done. He would have started merging in Samadhi like Thakur then. And therefore, that 1/16 was good enough according to Sri Ramakrishna. Why? And as per what Ma had told Sri Ramakrishna, whatever I have given him is good enough. Divine Mother knows everything, what is to be given, how much is to be given, when to be given. And this is now the time that the mother has started giving him. Sri Ramakrishna has realized that M is not the same M as he came during the first visit. He is not the same M who had answered Sri Ramakrishna's question that is your wife good? And M had answered, oh, she's ignorant. And then Sri Ramakrishna has sarcastically, he had just crushed M's ego saying, and you are a man of knowledge. So this M, about whom Sri Ramakrishna is speaking, having mother having given 1/16 portion of the knowledge to him, is a totally different M from the M of the first visits. Now, Thakur কি সাঙ্গপাঙ্গদের ভিতর এইরূপে শক্তি সঞ্চার করিতেছেন? Now Sri M is thinking to himself that is this the way that Sri Ramakrishna he kind of transmits the spiritual powers to his near and dear ones like this? That talking to Mom, he asks the Divine Mother, give him this, give him that. Is this how Sri Ramakrishna, transmits the spiritual powers to his inner and intimate disciple? Shango Pangoder Bhitor Erupe সঞ্চার করিতেছেন? এসব কি আয়োজন হইতেছে যে ওরে তাহারা জীব শিক্ষা দিবেন? Sri M is wondering on this 22nd July of 1883 that is this the way? এসব কি আয়োজন হইতেছে? Is it all being pre-planned? Is this way he is making arrangements for the future? Later, Thara Jeev Shikha Deben, all his intimate disciples, all his inner core disciples, they will teach the mankind, they will teach the humankind. Is this the way Sri Ramakrishna is planning for his intimate disciples? Is this the way he trains them? Is this the way he prepares them for teaching mankind? And Sri Ramakrishna had told earlier that one can start teaching only after getting a command from the God. And here Sri M is just thinking, See, this is the way that Sri Ramakrishna is getting a command from the mother for his beloved children to do the next round of preaching. Sri Ramakrishna is already preaching to his near and dear ones. Sri Ramakrishna is already putting his teachings among his innermost, the most intimate disciples, and who in turn are going to spread Sri Ramakrishna's words to large mankind. So that is what Sri M has started thinking on this particular day while sitting with Sri Ramakrishna around 3 or 4 in the afternoon in his room. And this is what, this is how, with this particular, meditative efforts of Sri Ramakrishna of grooming his children, that we are even today, after hundreds of years, that we are able to still receive his teachings, Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. And this is all the work of the mother that Sri M is doing by way of giving us this Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita with that 1/16 of the knowledge that mother has given him. So that is our today's reading for from the third chapter. It will continue subsequent days now. Till then, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.